All right, so we're getting to our third pillar, which is fiber. Fiber, fiber, fiber. And we don't need to get into soluble and insoluble fiber and kind of split hairs over the differences, but in general, the big idea with fiber is that it's the food for your microbiome and actually the beneficial bacteria in your microbiome. So we've had videos on it before, but just to bring you up to speed, your microbiome it's the good and the bad bacteria, and hopefully, well, as one transitions more into health, you have more of the beneficial bacteria than you do the harmful bacteria. The harmful bacteria, they like all the processed foods, all the bad foods, the boxes and the bags and all the extra ingredients and preservatives and everything in there. That's what they eat. They like the Oreos and the potato chips. As you start to introduce more vegetables and more fruits and more greens and things like this, then your beneficial bacteria, you start to feed them, and what happens is over time you will start to starve the bad bacteria because they can only eat the bad foods. So the less you eat the bad foods, then the more good fiber that you eat, the more good foods you eat, then the more the beneficial bacteria can gain traction and increase their numbers. And more than the bacteria, we need what the bacteria do and produce, because these bacteria, they produce so much, like 90% of the chemicals our brain uses, the neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin. I think 95% of serotonin is made in the GI tract, but neurotransmitters and hormones and things like this, a lot of them are made in the GI tract right here, where this fiber is. And then the big thing, or just as big of thing, is called short chain fatty acids, or postbiotics. So there's prebiotics, which is the fiber, the food source. There's probiotics, which is the bacteria, and then there's postbiotics. And we have a video on this here in the series coming up in a couple weeks. But fiber is so important for so many different reasons. We're all deficient in it. We don't get nearly enough fiber. And fiber, here's just 10 things over here. We can kind of blow through this list real quick. But the big idea is it feeds the good bacteria in your GI tract. And we're the average person, let's say we're a trillion cells. The ranges are all over the place depending on what book and reference you're citing. But let's say we're a trillion cells, then 90% of those cells, no matter what the number is, 90% of those cells are actually bacteria. We're only 10% human, which is crazy. So we're 10% human, 90% bacteria. So focusing on these bacteria is a huge deal. And if you get the bad bacteria in there, it's just as bad and actually even worse than being sterile and having no bacteria in a lot of ways. But the right fiber, it helps control your body weight, and helps your insulin signaling, insulin resistance, and improving that. It helps prevent hypertension. It balances cholesterol levels. I'd also say triglyceride levels. It regulates bowel movements. We talked about the blood sugar. Number 5 regulates blood sugar. It improves your satiety signaling. So when you're hungry, you feel hungry. When you're full, you feel full, but you don't overeat, and you're not eating empty calories either. There's no other time in history have we eaten more food but still been so starving, because what we're eating is actually nutrient depleted. It improves your digestion. Fiber does. Back to this list. Number 7. Number 8. Lowers cancer risk, lowers diabetes risk, lowers heart disease risk, lowers autoimmunity risk, lowers Alzheimer's, dementia risks, improves circulation, improves brain health, improves brain function, improves kidney and organ function. It improves detoxing. I mean, on and on and on. Fiber does a lot of good stuff. So that's what we're going to do today, or where we're going to end today, at least for this video. And remember, just that's why at the bottom of the food pyramid, all those greens and those vegetables are so good for us, especially the non-starchy vegetables. All right, so go get you some non-starchy veggies right now. Pause this. Go eat a carrot. I guess that'd still be a little more starchy. Eat some lettuce. All right, guys. See you in the next video.